Okay. So, as you can see, I'm driving right now. And, a lot of times when I'm driving at night, it's a good time for me to do some thinking. Good time to think about a lot of things going on out there in America. Recently in the news, race once again in the news. Colin Kaepernick, of course, like everybody knows now, he's protesting, and he says that he's doing this for the multiple injustices and inconsistencies that we see in our justice system. I also heard him mention something in regards to the treatment of the military troops, the vets. So, he's standing up for a few things, and it's ruffled a lot of feathers. And as a result of that, you're seeing more people protest, more athletes, and the right wing, the kind of right wing outrage that's out there, it's phony and it's false. I don't understand. I'm pulling up to the ATM right now. I don't understand it. Here's a guy who never once mentioned white people or anything of that nature, but somehow it's become Colin Kaepernick versus white people. He's never mentioned race as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, I should say. Here's my stance on it. I think that this is America. We have the right to protest, and I appreciate the way that Colin has handled it. I appreciate the way he's handled the criticism. And the thing is, a lot of guys would not be able to handle it this way. He's not being loud about it. He's just taking a knee. And to see the reactions of some people, it's just further reiteration in the fact that whenever African Americans, and this is exactly why you see a lot of people hate Black Lives Matter. Historically, when black people have come together and talked about race or their conditions in this country, whenever they've joined up to do that, you have people that dislike that. I mean, they hated Dr. King and he was nonviolence. This is nothing new. They killed Dr. King. They blew his brains out, and he was nonviolent. All he was trying to do was get equal rights and fair treatment. And as we see today, a lot of people have a problem with it. And unfortunately, there are some misguided black people out there as well. I see a lot of these YouTubers. You go on YouTube, it's like the haven for the racist, anti-Black Lives Matter group. I don't agree with everything Black Lives Matter does, but I understand why they're there, and I understand what they're saying. And here's the funny thing: people act like these issues haven't been talked about for decades now, and they like to defer to the common, I say, right-wing, black-hating playbook of black-on-black crime, trying to blame black-on-black crime for the issues in the African-American community. The African-American community has a lot of issues. A lot of it, though, stems from white supremacists. I take that back, not white supremacists, but policies that hurt the black community, okay? Policies in the past that intentionally hurt the black community, that were intentionally designed to only help whites, to help them gain wealth, generational wealth, okay? All right? These things have been put in place. This isn't new, okay? This is the same thing we have been talking about for a very long time here. And it just changes faces, It goes from overt racism to a kind of underhanded, undermined, kind of racism that's under the gaze of fair and balanced intellectualism. you know, which is not the case. Okay, this is not the case at all, you know, and it's a shame, really, because you have people losing lives, you have people dying in the streets, you know, and the thing is, and here's my challenge to any white person who might disagree with what I'm saying, you know, if you want to blame black on black crime, okay, let's just say tomorrow, across the nation, black on black violence stopped, okay, what is that going to do for the economic conditions that most black cities, or mostly black urban cities or centers, find themselves in? You know, what's that going to do for the economic conditions? Are the jobs going to come back? You know, are people going to start being hired? Are African American college graduates going to stop being underemployed? You know, is that what's going to magically happen? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So, in closing, you know, I'd just like to say, man, I support Colin Kaepernick. I understand I understand why he's doing it. You know, and hats off to that guy. He's handled it like a champion. And anybody that disagrees with him, you know, you can disagree with his opinion. Okay, you can disagree with his stance, but you shouldn't disagree with the right for him to protest. You shouldn't want him to be fined or kicked off the team because he's protesting. Okay, he shouldn't be demonized either. All right, that's my thoughts. And like, subscribe. I'm out.